the Paper Crafters Library. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create this You Are My Sweetheart Valentine's Day card featuring products from the Echo Park Yours Truly collection. Then, at the end of this video, I'm going to tell you how you can enter to win the Echo Park Yours Truly prize pack. So let's get started. You're going to need a piece of cardstock, and here I'm using craft cardstock from Stampin' Up! And this measures 5 1/4 by 10 1/2. I scored at 5 1/4, creating a 5 1/4 inch card base once it's folded in half and creased along that score line. Make sure you use a bone folder when you crease along your score lines to give you a nice crisp score line. Once you have this, you're then going to need a 4 1/2 by 5 1/4 inch piece of black cardstock. You're going to take this and you're going to stick it to your cardstock or your folded card base using some double-sided adhesive. So you're going to center and stick this, leaving about 1/4 inch of the card showing on the bottom below your black cardstock. You're now going to need 2 pieces of designer paper. These patterns are both found in the Yours Truly collection from Echo Park. Here we have a 3 inch by 5 1/4 inch piece of designer paper, and this is in the red flourish pattern. And then I have a 2 inch by 5 1/4 inch piece of this type text pattern. You're going to take your text pattern and you're going to stick this to the top portion of your black cardstock, leaving about 1/8 inch border showing of your black cardstock. You're then going to take your red flourish pattern and you're going to stick this to the bottom of your black cardstock, leaving the same 1/8 inch border, and your 2 patterns of designer paper will slightly overlap in the center, just like so. So now you're going to need one of your sticker elements found in the package, and this is the Sweetheart element. Peel that off the backing. Once you have it off the backing, you're going to stick this to your card over the designer paper seam. I'm going to stick that directly over top, just like so. Now you're going to need some of your alphabet letters. You're going to use the U, the R in the large uppercase red letters, as well as the My is going to be from these small black letters. So I'm going to start with my small letters first. So I'm going to peel off the Y and the M. And the reason I'm doing this is to make sure that my letters overhang properly, but I want to make sure that I have enough room for each letter. So I want to start on the inside of my card. So we're going to start the Y at the cuff of my letter here, or the cuff of my Sweetheart element, and put the My right beside it. And then you're going to take the U and the R, and I'm going to stick the R down first, just leaving an equal space, and then the U. So now I can see that my letters are all evenly spaced and stuck down. So there you have the You Are My Sweetheart. Now we need to embellish this slightly. So I'm going to do so with some ribbon and buttons. I have a cluster of 3 black buttons, and I've gone ahead and I've thread some twine through one of them to start with, or linen thread. So I'm going to take some of the linen thread from Stampin' Up! And feed it through my buttonholes and stick the ends of the linen thread down to the back of the button using a mini glue dot. And then you're just going to trim off the ends using your paper snips. You're going to repeat this for all 3 buttons. So now that each of your buttons have your linen thread threaded through the center of your of the holes, you're going to stick these down to your card using a mini glue dot. And you want to stick them down in a cluster around the Sweetheart title. Now that you have that part done, we're ready to do our final embellishment. In order to do so, you're going to need some different pieces of ribbon. And here I'm using Stampin' Up's Cherry Cobbler Scalloped Dots 1/2 inch ribbon. I'm using Stampin' Up's basic black gingham ribbon, and I'm using Stampin' Up's 1/4 inch taffeta black ribbon. So I've cut some lengths that would be enough for the card, and I'm just going to lay them down on the front of my card so that I can make sure that I am happy with how they'll lay and be positioned on the card. So you can play with them. You may want them a little longer or shorter. You may want them varying in lengths, coming on a downward angle or an upward angle. And make sure that your ribbon is cut off on a slight angle, as it won't fray this way, and it will give you that directional flow on your card as well. So just lay them out, and once you're happy with the position of them, we are going to stick them down with a mini glue dot on the right hand end. So just place a mini glue dot on the right hand end of each piece of ribbon. Now once they are all stuck down on the right hand end, you're going to need a stapler. And here I'm going to use the Tim Holtz Ideology small stapler. You can use a basic stapler from any craft supply store if you have one. And you're going to staple each end down to your card. And then you're going to trim off the ends using your paper snips. So make sure that it's aligned properly. And once you have it nice and straight, you can staple that right hand end, or sorry, the left hand end to your card. And then you're going to take your snips or your ribbon scissors and cut that off in alignment with the left hand side of your card. You're going to repeat that for all 3 pieces of ribbon. Once you have stapled all 3 pieces of ribbon and trimmed them off, your project is now finished. So let's take a look at this week's Freebie Friday prize pack. As part of the collection pack, you'll receive 12 double-sided pattern papers. Then there's this 12 by 12 alphabet sticker sheet you see here. Finally, there's also this 12 by 12 inch sheet of cardstock stickers, which features a wide variety of different elements. So all you have to do to enter to win this collection pack is visit the Paper Crafters Library blog and enter a comment in the post you see here. If you're watching this video from somewhere other than our blog, you'll find a direct link in the post in the video description section. The winner will be announced on our blog on Friday, February 3rd. See you on the blog.